Imagine waking up 100,000 years ago. There are no farms, no grocery stores, no bread, packaged food, or refrigerators. Breakfast isn't waiting for you, and if your group fails to find food today, there is no guarantee you'll eat tomorrow. So what did humans actually eat? The surprising answer is that there was no single prehistoric diet. What people ate depended on where they lived, what season it was, which plants and animals were available, and what they could safely gather, hunt, or process. And some of their meals might look more familiar than you'd expect. Around 100,000 years ago, Homo sapiens already lived in Africa, while other human groups, including Neanderthals, occupied parts of Eurasia. None of these people were farmers. Agriculture was still tens of thousands of years in the future. Food came from wild landscapes, which meant humans had to understand those landscapes incredibly well. Plants were probably an important part of the menu in many environments. Depending on location and season, people could gather fruits, berries, seeds, nuts, leaves, underground tubers, and other edible vegetation. But finding plants wasn't simply a matter of grabbing whatever looked tasty. Some wild plants are poisonous. Others become edible only after processing. Many valuable foods are hidden underground or appear for only a short season. That means successful gathering required knowledge passed between generations, where food grew, when it appeared, and how to prepare it. Then there was meat. Archaeological sites preserve animal bones far better than most plant foods, giving us dramatic evidence of prehistoric butchery. Early humans hunted or scavenged animals ranging from smaller prey to large herbivores, depending on the region. But imagine what hunting actually meant. No rifles, no metal knives, no modern bows. Hunters relied on stone-tipped or sharpened weapons, wooden spears in some contexts, planning, teamwork, knowledge of animal behavior, and the ability to get dangerously close to prey. A successful kill could provide enormous amounts of energy. Muscle meat was valuable, but humans weren't necessarily interested only in the parts that resemble modern steaks. Fat was extremely important. So was marrow hidden inside bones. Archaeologists have discovered animal bones that were deliberately broken, consistent with people accessing the nutrient-rich marrow inside. Organs could also provide valuable nutrients. In a world where calories were obtained through physical effort, wasting useful parts of an animal made little sense. And then there was food from the water. This is where the prehistoric menu becomes especially interesting. At some African coastal sites dating to the broader Middle Stone Age, archaeologists have found evidence that humans exploited marine resources. Shellfish could be collected along shorelines. Depending on the environment, people may also have eaten fish and other aquatic animals. These foods weren't available everywhere, of course. A human group living deep inland would have had a completely different menu from one living near a productive coast. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions about prehistoric humans. There was no universal caveman diet. Imagine two groups living at roughly the same time. One inhabits a coastal region rich in shellfish and edible plants. Another lives in a colder landscape dominated by large mammals. Their diets could be radically different. Humans survived partly because they were flexible eaters. But how did they prepare their food? By 100,000 years ago, humans had access to one of the most important technologies in our history, fire. Evidence for controlled fire stretches much further back than 100,000 years, although exactly when habitual fire use became widespread remains debated. Fire could transform food. Cooking meat can make it easier to chew and digest. Heat can also make some plant foods more useful and reduce certain pathogens. But fire did something else. It turned eating into a social event. Picture a small group gathered around flames after sunset. Someone tends the fire. Others process meat or plants. Children watch adults. Knowledge is shared. Stories may have been told, although we cannot know exactly what those conversations sounded like. Food wasn't just fuel. It may have helped strengthen relationships within the group. Still, life wasn't a prehistoric barbecue every evening. Food availability could change dramatically. Migration patterns shifted. Plants disappeared with the seasons. Drought could transform landscapes. A failed hunt meant hours or days of effort with little return. People needed alternatives. That may explain why dietary flexibility became such a powerful human advantage. Instead of depending on one food, humans could exploit many. Meat, marrow, fruit, nuts, seeds, tubers, shellfish, and whatever else a particular environment offered. Scientists reconstruct these ancient diets using several kinds of evidence. Animal bones can preserve cut marks made by stone tools. Burn material can reveal fire use. Microscopic residues and plant remains sometimes survive on tools or in sediments. Human teeth can preserve wear patterns and chemical clues. Stable isotope analysis can provide information about broad categories of foods consumed over time. Each method gives only part of the picture, and that matters because prehistoric diets are easy to oversimplify. Plant foods often disappear archaeologically, while bones survive, potentially making ancient meals look more meat-heavy than they really were. So when someone claims to know the exact percentage of meat or plants eaten by humans 100,000 years ago, caution is necessary. The evidence doesn't give us one universal menu. Instead, it reveals something more interesting. Our ancestors were adaptable. They learned landscapes. They experimented with resources. They developed technologies to acquire and process food. They shared ecological knowledge across generations. And when humans eventually expanded into dramatically different environments, that flexibility became crucial. So what did humans actually eat 100,000 years ago? Whatever nutritious foods they could reliably find, capture, gather, process, and safely consume. There was no supermarket, no agriculture, no universal prehistoric diet, just knowledge, cooperation, technology, and an extraordinary ability to adapt. And perhaps that's the most important ingredient in the human diet of all: survival.